Hello, Laverne here, and thank you for joining me. May this video be a blessing to you, and may it honor and glorify God in His kingdom. In this video, I'm going to be looking at the story that we find in Genesis, where we have a talking snake, and it deceives Eve, convinces her to eat of the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Now, a lot of atheists point to this story as being utterly ridiculous. How could a snake be talking? How can Christians believe in a talking snake? And unfortunately, very few Christians that I've seen have given a very good explanation of this story. And so that's why I'm making this video. Now, we have to understand the circumstances that were taking place at that time. What were the conditions and how were they being met? Well, first off, we have to understand there were only two people in paradise, Adam and Eve. There were no other humans to talk to. Then we also must understand how the fallen angels, demons, and evil spirits worked. And that is that they were able to possess humans and animals. We see this in Scripture where Jesus casts out the legion of evil spirits out of one man, and they entered pigs, a herd of pigs. So we know, even just from the Scriptures we find in the Bible, that evil spirits are able to take on the form of animals and humans. Now, in the garden, there were only two humans. And if someone's been a Christian long enough and has studied spiritual warfare, they will understand that these evil spirits cannot enter just anyone. A door has to be opened that will allow the evil spirit to enter a person. Certain doors, there are certain conditions that have to be met in order that a demon can possess someone. And as well, in addition to possessing, there is oppressing a person. Spirits can oppress someone, but not necessarily possess them. There is a big difference. Now, when we look at the story of Adam and Eve, there are, as I said, two people in paradise. And at that point, neither one of them had yet sinned. Therefore, there was no door open to any kind of evil spirit entering either one of them. Animals, on the other hand, are a different story. And so, one of the fallen angels was able to possess an animal, in this case a snake, take on its form and talk to Adam and Eve, and was able to deceive Eve. Now, as I have mentioned here several times, being as there were only two people, it would make sense then that with all the other animals there, and you have fallen angels, evil spirits, taking on the form of these animals, that it is very possible prior to the snake talking to Eve, they could have taken the form of other animals and had been talking to Adam and Eve leading up to that point. So this is the basis of the story. Adam and Eve had not sinned, and therefore had opened no doors to any kind of evil spirit being able to possess them. These evil spirits, however, could possess animals, and they did. And it is the fallen angel taking the form of this snake, and was then able to converse, to talk to Eve, and convinced her to eat of the fruit of the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Now, what a lot of people don't know is who the actual angel, fallen angel, is that did this. A lot of people simply say Satan, but that's not the case. Back in the day, back in the ancient biblical days, there was no one by the name of Satan. That is something that has come along in modern times, modern writing. The adversaries were actually called Satans, as in plural. Satan means adversary, and there wasn't just one, there were many. Any of these fallen angels, demons, and evil spirits were adversaries. They were Satans. We do know that the leader is actually named Lucifer. We find this in Scripture. but other fallen angels had names as well. And I'm going to read now from Enoch 1, First Enoch, and I'm reading from chapter 69. This chapter lists a number of fallen angels and the things that they were responsible for. For example, reading from verse 8, it talks about the fourth, who was named Penimu. And he taught the children of men the bitter and the sweet. He taught them all the secrets of their wisdom, and he instructed mankind in writing with ink and paper, and thereby many sinned from eternity to eternity until this day. For men were not created for the purpose of confirming their good faith with pen and ink. The fifth was named Kasdeja. This is he who showed the children of men all the wicked smiting, blows of spirits and demons in the smitings, blows of the embryo in the womb, that it may pass away in the smitings of the soul, the bites of the serpent and the smitings which befall through the midday heat, the son of the serpent named Tabat. This is talking about abortion. This is the fallen angel who taught the ways of abortion, killing those in the womb. But now I'd like to read from verse 6. And the third was named Gadriel. It is he who showed the children of men all the blows of death, and he led astray Eve, and showed the weapons of death to the sons of men, the shield and the coat of mail, and the sword for battle, and all the weapons of death to the children of men. So the actual angel who deceived Eve is the one who took on the form of the snake. His name is Gadriel. This is how the demons, the fallen angels, were able to deceive Adam and Eve. It is not simply that there were snakes and the such that were able to speak. It is that a demon possessed one of these snakes and was then able to deceive Eve. Alright, as always, I look forward to comments and messages. I know a lot of people don't like the writings of Enoch, but even without the writings of Enoch, it is still easy to explain the story that we find in Genesis, and that it is a matter of possession, and that this is how the snake was able to talk. And Christians should, in fact must, be able to understand how spiritual warfare works, how we open up doors that will allow, even as Christians, demons and evil spirits to enter us. And this is why we must be on guard, guarding against these things, ensuring that we do not open any doors that will allow possession. So just until next time, peace and blessings.